and we in live, just out doing everything right now, getting everything situated. Got a little talk for y'all, whoever joining in. Just me, usually be me and my bro. But right now, I just want to speak to y'all, talk about some things that have been going on since last year. Some serious on a lot of homicides, and it's just been an up and down with type of decade, if I want to say, but I'm gonna speak on the past probably 3 years. What I've been seeing this article, and sorry, I have read this article, and I just wanted to share it. It's just about the homicide and all that. You know, First and foremost, excuse me, anybody that's watching this, please like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Don't hesitate. Like I said, just me tonight. Just wanted to talk to y'all about a little bit of a heavy hitters going on in this world. You know, it's tragic. We always talking about murders, homicides, deaths, killings going around. Um, it's just sad to see it get worse. It ain't getting no better. Like, depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from a hood, if you're coming from places that doesn't is not a hood, it's just you know because to be honest, let's be real. A lot of stuff happens in this world unexpectedly, you know. And no matter where you could be at, no matter where you live, no matter where your environment is and how things going on in the place you grew up or whatever, like anything can happen anywhere. I understand certain places is more of a higher percentage, certain places is more of a place that you probably want to avoid, that hard of living. um I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. you know and when I grew up with gangs and a lot of stuff that had was going around, drug dealings, and it was more of a things was, I won't say fresh and new, but it was just still kicking when it came to the gangs, and then seeing people getting shot and out on the block, repping they set and all that other stuff. So I came from that type of environment, and it's still like that these days. Besides of the gangs, but you still got people outside and doing the things, getting robbed, all that other stuff that's just in this world that's just have you wondering, should I just go anywhere to go outside? Like, because anything just happened. Like anything just happened. I'm gonna speak more about different situations and things that I experienced and I have seen and heard and witnessed a little bit myself. Before I get into it, I want to get into read this article and get into more statistics and to give you more review of how the things been. Gotta put my glasses on for this. My eyes won't hurt making that throw on computer. So, but yeah, man, it's just been a lot for these past couple of years that's been going on. So the article I just want to read is Bob. Excuse me if I say this name right. I gotta give what's the word? I gotta give a recognition, because I don't want to plagiarism. This not by me, just by a guy. I believe could be a guy, could be a girl. November 14, 2024. Vic Commodi Jr. I think could be for PA. I'm not sure. But no, not PA. That's something up. Excuse me. But it's an article by somebody named Vic Kamadi. So basically, it goes by the issue of murder in the United States is one that captures national attention, especially during times of crisis or when high-profile cases make headlines. But behind the sensational stories and media coverage is a complex, often troubling trends that revealed a lot about the state of violence, crime, and public safety in the U.S. in this post. We'll dive into the latest U.S. murders statistics, explore the trends over recent years, and look at the factors that contribute to the country's homicide rate. So that's basically what it's saying this article is going to be about. So it get into diving a little bit to more of murder in the U.S. by the numbers. As of the most recent available data, the murder rate in the in the United States remains alarmingly high. Though it's important to note the fluctuation over time. According to the FBI Uniform Crime Reporting UCR program, the U.S. murder rate in 2021 was around 6.9 homicide per 100,000 people, pretty high. Uh, this was essentially on par with the previous year, though it still marked a significant increase from the previous decade. To put this in perspective, in 2019, the murder rate stood at 5.0 per 100,000, indicating a substantial increase in homicide. So it increased it from 19 to 2021. So it's a substantial increase in homicide, particularly in 2020 and 2021, when murder rates rose sharply. In fact, there were nearly 21,500 homicides in 21, up about 30% from 2019. The surge in violence has been linked to a number of factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic, economic stress, social unrest, and shifts in law enforcement practice. So, like I said, just is me talking more about because we in the new year of 2025, just letting you know what we made it through. Starting this new year, the killings, the deaths, all the stuff we done made it through, getting into this year. And it's just, you got to be grateful that you stay here because of all that's been going on and everything that's been happening. So that's what I just wanted to dive into. So it get into what's driving the rise in murder rate. The increase in homicide, especially in 2020 and 2021, has been a cause for concern for many. Several factors have been identified as contributing to this uptick. One, the COVID-19 pandemic. The global health crisis led to widespread economic hardship, disruption to daily life, and rising levels of social unrest. Many cities saw a rise in violence as a result of stressor related to the pandemic, including increased employment, poverty, and mental health crises. Two, social and racial unrest. The murder of George Floyd in 2020 sparked protests and heightened tension around police violence, racial inequality, and justice reform. In many areas, these protests were accompanied, sorry, accompanied, accompanied by incidents of violence and looting, which likely contributed to a rise in homicide, especially in cities that saw intense civil unrest. Three, gun violence. Firearms related violence has been a major driver of the murders rate in recent years. Guns are the most common weapon used in homicides in the U.S., accounting for roughly 70 to 75% of all murders. That's well not obvious. Handguns are the weapon of choice in most gun-related homicides. With the increase in firearm sales, especially during the pandemic, gun violence has been a key factor in the recent surge in killings. For changes in policy, policing, changing in policy. In some areas, there have been shifts in policing strategies and staffing shortage due to increased scrutiny, scrutiny on law enforcement following high-profile incidents of police brutality. Some experts believe that a reduction in proactive policing may have contributed to a rise in violent crimes, though others point to systemic issues like poverty and inequality as more significant drivers. Wow, gang and drug violence. In many cities, gang-related violence and drugs trafficking continue to fuel a large portion of homicide, particularly in urban centers, turf wars, territorial disputes, and disputes over drugs marketing remain a significant source of conflict and violence. Like, that's what it is. I speak more to who are the victims of murder in U.S. When we look at the demographic of murder victims, there are some troubling patterns that reflect broader societal issues in the US. One, race. While Black Americans make up about 13% of the US population, they consistently represent a disproportionate percentage of murder victims. Around 55% of homicide victims in the US are Black. It's important to note that most homicides involving Black victims are committed by other Black individuals, which mirror broader patterns of violence with communities. However, these numbers also highlight ongoing issues related to race, poverty, and system equality in many U.S. cities. So that just basically saying not only that blacks is killing blacks, you got a lot of racial things dealing with cops is killing blacks, and it just add-ons off of add-ons. So that's what that's speaking on. Gender, men are overwhelmingly the victims of homicides in the US. In fact, 75 to 80% of homicide victims are male. Young men, particularly those between the age of 18 and 34, make up the largest percentage of murder victims. Age, as mentioned, younger adults, especially those in their late teens to early 30s, are most likely to fall victim to a homicide. This group is disproportionately affected by gun violence, gang violence, and other forms of violence. And it goes on to penalties and all this stuff. I'm not gonna get all the way into that. I just wanted to speak on the article where it was talking about, yeah, man, like, different points want to speak on going into the black on the violence. Um, I don't know how really accurate that is, but if it is, I could say it is a lot of um I see a lot of black death, a lot of murders, a lot of homicide, especially coming from the area I come from, the environment I'm coming from, the hood I'm coming from. You see a lot of that goes on. But it's not only you getting black on black, you also getting a lot of these racial cops and a lot of stuff that's been happening when it comes to that. So it's just a lot of add-ons. So that's why not only because as be right, you got white on white crime, you got Chinese on Chinese crime, you got other race killing each other, like but because of it's more of a alarming death probably with us is because not only we got black on black killing each other, we got help from police and racial profiling that's killing the blacks, that's making it even more worse. So you look into that perspective of things, and like I said, it's a lot of other stuff that comes to it: drug trafficking, gangs, different things. You got different gangs from different race. Like, blacks is not the only race that have gangs. You got gangs in Spanish, you got gangs in Chinese, you got gangs in different countries and and different race. Like, but we strictly talking about the US, and you got different race that have gets in gangs. Like, and it just doesn't help. It's hard to step out and aside and have to deal with these things in this world. And it's just sad that this evilness that is out there that is really controlling the controlling the way you want to live life. Nobody should have to be out. Everybody should be able to go out and enjoy themselves, but have to worry about, you know, things happening to them. Like you having unexpected massacres and things, just like the thing that the killing that happened in Vegas, and like with the guy in the hotel shooting out the hotel, and just shooting at people at the concert. Like who going out? You going to a concert and you're going to enjoy your time at a concert just for music. You with your family. You're just having a good time. You're not thinking about nothing. You're not worrying about anything. The next thing you know, you hearing bullets flying everywhere. Like now it's shooting bullets going everywhere. Your life is on the line. Your heart is pounding. You scared. You seeing people dropping left and right beside you, and it's like, yo, it's just so sad that a lot of people lost their life. A lot of people made it out, but they would never be the same because they lazy, they can't walk the same, they can't see the same, they got bullets stuck somewhere, and it controlled and it messed up a lot of people's life, with that when it came to that massacre. Like, they said that was the biggest record of massacre in Las Vegas when it came to that massacre. Like, and it's just sad that you can't step out and these things happening. Like, just like the parade that happened, I forgot where it was at. And there was some celebrities that was gonna go there, and some guys came up and shoot, and people getting hit. And, they had to subdue the guy. Like, just unexpected things. Like, you just trying to once again, you just trying to enjoy your life, enjoy your time, and things are just happening. Like, and you won't, you wouldn't never know. You would never know that this what happened because you're not thinking about that. You just think about having a good time. You ain't thinking about that. I want to tell a story about a situation that happened, where I'm at. So, I worked at this job, and I typically do like doing overnights. I typically like doing overnights because I'm a night person. I stay up. I like to stay up at night. I've been like that since I was a kid. Like I've always been up at nighttime. No matter what I do, I'm just up. Like if I don't have to go to school, especially on summer vacation, I'm up doing anything, breaking to the sunrise, just playing with action figures, video games. It just doing that constantly. I just became a night person. A lot of people like to call it vamping. Like, so I'm a night person, so a lot of my jobs I get is nighttime. It's overnight graveyard, like, because I'm up already. I'm getting older as I'm getting older. Like I find myself it get harder and harder, as the years go by of me trying to fight and stand up. But for most part, I'm still a night person. So yeah, but I'm to keep it short, to tell you the story. So I'm I work at the job, I'm at night. I work at nighttime. Typically at a certain time, on break, I like to go out there. I don't know if you're familiar, if you got a Wawa's around your area, you familiar with Wawa's, but just like a gas station, like, you stop by, get your gas, and you got a little store in there. You go and grab. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what Wawa's is. Just for the people that don't. Um, so just think of it, you know, a 7-Eleven with a gas station, I guess. Anyway, so typically, I go there, give me something to eat for lunch. I might give me a snack or whatever at a certain time. Like sometimes it could be like my last break, like 4 in the morning. Like, I typically work like 7 to 7, and it could be like 4 in the morning. I'm taking my last break and I'm going there. So to get to the point, what I'm saying is this typically time I was off. I was off of work. And I like I like coming in for overtime. Sometimes I come in for overtime. So I could have been there. I could have been in that place at the right. Sometimes you could be at the right place at the wrong time. You could be at the right place at the wrong time. Anything could happen. And sometimes I do overtime. So I could have been there. But gratefully I was off. I didn't go. So I had to work the next day. And before I went in, I get a text on the job, oh, it's a delay, something going on. It's a delay at the job, something going on at the Wawa's. It's been a situation. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't gotta be to work right now. So when I had to be, I get dressed, time to go, I get to work, everything. Finding out, to make a long story short, it was a shooting at Wawa's. One person died, two was injured. And the situation was, I guess he was a Korean guy. It's always a sad story with the situation, a sob story. The guy probably was going through he was going through, they say he was going through a lot of stuff. He was working at this warehouse. He was going through a lot of stuff. Something happened. He lost this, he lost that. So I don't know. He just probably just say forget life, like. And so before he get into the Wawas, he was driving. I guess he got in a road rage with a car, and he shot at the car. The person didn't know he shot at the car until afterwards, and they got there and they saw the bullet because they said they heard something, but they didn't know. But then they saw the bullet hole in there in her car. But he get to Wawas, he get there, he parked his car. I can't even say he parked. He just stopped his car and got out. The door's still open. He didn't even put it. He didn't even park it in the parking lot. He just parked it. He just stopped it in the opening. Um, God rest his soul. It was a Dominican guy, Dominican truck driver. He was pumping his gas, most likely with diesel, his truck. Trying to get himself ready, get back on the road. Probably make a quick stop to go into Wawa's, get something to eat. So he could get back on his road on his route to finish his delivery or whatever. He might could have been on the phone with somebody. Who knows? I don't know. So he was getting gas in his truck, and then a Korean guy came up, shot him in his chest. He died. Don't remember if he died instantly or if he died at the hospital, but he died. Shot him in his chest for no reason. Just came, shot him. He didn't have no reason. Just came up to him, shot him in his chest. That's what it is. I guess everybody started running, panicking, going into the Wawas. He ended up shooting somebody else, I believe. I don't know. I think they was in a car or whatever. They didn't die, but they survived in critical condition. And the last person they shot, he was a guy that had worked with me. He went there on break and he was sitting in his car. I guess he got shot in his leg and he was out. He was out for medical leave for months. Um, and those was the only three victims. God rest his soul with the Dominican that was pumping his gas. He got shot in his chest, and he was a father, like the father. I think two kids could have been. I think a little girl and a son. He was at the right place at the wrong time. But he didn't know that was happening. He was just at work getting his gas, getting diesel for his truck driving, and not expecting a guy would just lose it for no reason, just will pull up at a Wawa's and just start shooting people. And after he shot people, he just ran. He left his car, just ran down the road. He stopped at a daycare type place, which is crazy, and just shot himself in his chest. Shot himself in his chest and killed himself. Cowardly. Um, it's to talk about or why they feel like he did do it. Like I said, they say he was going through a lot of stuff, which don't make it right. Um, but it never was answered or what was the full motive of why he did that. Just like the Las Vegas incident where the guy shooting out the hotel and massacre shooting up everybody. They don't really know his motives. They saw child pornography and all this other stuff in his house. And they say he was dealing with health issues and all this other stuff. So they believe that's probably he just snapped. Um, I don't know. Only thing a lot of people died, a lot of people got injured. And it's just sad that, you constantly have to deal with this stuff in this world and the evilness. And yeah, man, like it just make you want to just stay home. Just make you want to just not want to go anywhere. Just so much tragedy just going around. And what I want to say and I want to end this before I end it to the people, I just want to let people know, like, you know, can't live your life in fear, but at the same time, you know, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for the worst. Um, I I understand about a lot of people feeling about the gun laws. Some people want the gun laws to go because they feel like things will be safe and they understand getting rid of guns. But some people feel like guns don't kill people, people kill people, and I get it. And it's hard to know because some killing is happening with people taking guns with license, you know? And it's so hard to choose which way is right because we understand, you know, all these guns that's getting bought it's contributing to a lot of murders and a lot of homicides. But at the same time, people still need the rights to protect themselves from the people that's using it wrong. So, and I think that's more important. So, I feel like for our Third Amendment, our rights to bear arms, I just feel like we deserve to keep that. We have to have a reason to protect ourselves. I know we got ignorant people that's not doing it right, but we're gonna always have ignorant people, and we should be able to protect ourselves from those ignorant people. Taking our Third Amendment away, our rights to bear arms will cause more of an issue than a solution because guns is not gonna go away. You could take that away from us, but people still gonna have guns. Got people that get illegal stuff, getting stuff crossed from seas, getting stuff everywhere. It's still gonna be guns out on the streets. It's still gonna be that. And what do people? What is the people? The good people, good citizens, people that's living right. What they gonna have to protect themselves? If you take the Third Amendment away, what is they gonna have to defend themselves from the ignorant people that's using guns? When somebody breaking your house or somebody coming at you and you need to defend yourself, what are they gonna do? We understand that a lot of these people using guns for the wrong reasons. But what about the ones that's not using it for the wrong reasons? Who gonna protect them? 911 I can get there early in time. I don't care how fast they go. Things can happen unexpectedly. And people should have the right at that moment to be able to protect themselves. Because we living in a time things is just happening on an alarming rate. More and more situations is just happening. No matter what it could be, what type of homicide. And if we don't have the right to make sure we are good and our family good, then it's just gonna cause more of a problem than a solution. And we need to come together to realize that to speak on, to fight, to be able to keep that. And what I want to say, y'all, protect yourself, man. Protect yourself. You got rights. I'm learning. I'm learning better to know my rights in this world. I need to get better. But you got rights to the Third Amendment. And I believe in God. I believe protection. But it won't hurt for me to make sure I get licensed to make sure I can protect my family and everything. Because things is just happening. Wherever you go, you want to make sure you're prepared. And because it just, you won't never know. It's not only about being at the wrong place now. You got to make sure you good in the right places. Walmart, at the bank, at the mall, at a store, clothing store, shoe store, an office, at work. And I know that's hard because you can't bring no guns on the job because jobs got their no gun rules. But stuff happen at jobs, and a lot of jobs don't want you to bring your gun license at the job. But then they don't got security guards, they don't got cops, they don't got nothing to protect you. But they don't want you to bring no licensed weapons there. Like I can understand not bringing it in a job, but they don't even want you to have it in your car. But they don't got security guards and they don't got cops or anything to make sure if somebody come at the job, you protect it. They got all these situations of what you should do when somebody come with a gun, a gunman come, oh, hide and do all this. Now I want like all this stuff that you get boxed in. And if it's more than one person that's coming in with a rifle, 9 out of 10, what can you do? Cops ain't there yet. But what's gonna happen? I understand if your car at the parking lot, you ain't nothing you could do anyway, even if your car out, because you gotta get to your car, I get that. But what if you is out in the parking lot? What if you is out there and somebody starts shooting out the parking lot? It just. But I do get it, because the wrong person come bring their gun license, they might snap, and whatever can happen. But that's that's how you understand that money is always a issue when it comes to the society. They don't want to pay for security guards. They don't want to pay for cops to come and make sure your workers is protected. They don't want to pay extra money to give up that to make sure, right. And there's just a lot of stuff that goes on in this world that, if we don't make sure we protect it, we don't take it in our matters in our own hands and make sure you good and you prepared when the unexpected happen, that you don't get caught up in a homicide, if your family don't get caught up in a homicide, if you don't exercise your right to bear arms, man, anything can happen. And I understand how a lot of people feel about guns. They don't like it. They don't like it in their house. Some people just don't like being around guns. And I get it. And I understand. But I'm gonna say this. I remember I saw in this videos in the article, God rest his soul, but a young with this woman for years. This is when the silver killer was coming on going on, and I'm pretty sure a lot of, if you on Netflix and you looked at this, watch this article, if you watch this show called, it was a documentary, sorry, about a guy called the Night Stalker. That was going terrorizing the whole city. I forget the two city what it was, and he was just going around killing people in their sleep, just breaking in, shooting people, killing people in their sleep. Like back then, I think, I don't know, it was in the 70s, 80s, I believe for 60s. Forget what it was, but I know back then they didn't lock their windows and lock their doors. I don't even think they had good windows to lock as like that back in the days. I'm not 100% sure, but I just know it was just so easy to break into people's houses back then. Um, but you had the opportunity to lock your doors, but a lot of people wasn't. And you got to this day, people don't lock their doors. It's surprising. I used to live with my ex, and she used to live with this girl. And I'm told you, I'm from the heart. I'm from an area from the hood that a lot of stuff go on. We lock doors. We don't play. And like, I lived with her, and she lived with his friend. The friend didn't believe in locking doors. I had to come behind her all the time, and I had to talk to my ex like, "Yo, she just, why is the doors unlocked?" She like, "Oh, she don't lock doors." Like, why? You you don't know about people breaking in. You never heard about people breaking in, killing people, raping people, doing others. Not all this. You're not gonna lock doors. Well, why? You people don't still live like that. And it's like, yo, we have to use common sense. If not for you, for your family. And it's like, going back into the documentary, back then it wasn't. And to make a long story short, it was gotten to this lady that lost her life at that time, and they came to her, and I guess her daughter told her like, "Please, mom, is a crazy guy going around. Lock your doors shut, everything lock your windows, lock everything." This, and the mom was like, "No, I'm not locking nothing. I'm not living like that. I don't live like that. I'm not living in fear. I shouldn't have to lock." And she didn't listen to the daughter. She didn't want to live like that. She didn't want to live like, oh, she had to lock her doors or whatever. She didn't want to live in reality of what's going on. And God rest her soul. I mean, sometimes we feel that way and everything, but at the end of the day, like, sometimes you don't want to, sometimes things is not black and white. Sometimes you don't want to live a certain way. You don't want it, but sometimes you have to. And for her not listening and recognize that, she lost her life because she was one of the victims. She didn't want to live like that. And she didn't lock her doors. And he came in and he killed her. Right. So me saying that is for people that just don't like guns, don't feel comfortable around it, feel like it's a bad name, feel like whatever. And you have all rights. It's not me forcing anybody to get it. But just looking at as perspective is for the people that do have a need to want to protect themselves and don't and contemplating about it. You have all rights. Prepare yourself. Make sure you good. You have rights. They try so long to take it away, but they not winning. So while they not winning, you take it. And I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to myself too, because I don't have my rights for it yet. But I'm preparing myself to get it because it's enough is enough. The unexpected is happening too much on alarming rate. No matter where you go, like I said, it don't matter. Though. It's not about being at the wrong place no more. You can be at the right place, no matter where you go. Gas station, bank, mall, park, and like what, no matter wherever you go, anything just happening unexpectedly. But I understand there's loopholes that certain they don't sometimes certain places you just can't bring no gun and it just is what it is. And I just feel like society need to get on better as protecting people wherever they go. But it's always a money situation. It's always a money thing of paying more cops and more security guards to be at every place. It's always a money thing. Your city, your mayor, the mayor of your city, the president, whatever the government, whatever you want to say, it's always a money thing about them having security guards and enough of cops at any place you go. If you go to a bank, should be a cop there. You go to the mall, should be enough of cops there. You go to a Wawa's, you go to a store, you go to a clothing store, you go to a shoe clothing store. It should be somebody around every area, every place. It should be cops there, but they don't want to pay that. That would be too much money coming out of their pocket. That would be too much. So it's a situation of staying prepared, and it's hard. So I will leave it at just try your best. Try your best to prepare for the worst. And for my people that do believe in God, stay prayed up, man. And the people that don't, give them a chance. Why not? And like, but we gotta make sure we protect it because the unexpected is happening too fast. It's not even unexpected no more. It's starting to be so suspected that you starting to, when you go out, you just starting to think like, yo, man, anything can happen now. So that's all I want to talk to. That's what I want to talk about. If you come afterwards, please look at the video. I read an article talked about the comparison between 2019 up to 2024, and I just wanted to speak on the homicide because we on this new year 2025, just to let people know of everything we done been through, and everything we got through. So yeah, man, like, if you come in, look at the video, let me know how you feel. Tell me if you agree or disagree on what I spoke about. Just give me your opinion, jot down. And like I said, please, please do not hesitate to follow, and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have more talk with me and my bro. We come here, we just have discussions. We talk about everything, NFL, sports, and we just have discussion about life. So that's what it said, man. Protect yourself from homicide. Protect yourself from crazy people in this world. You know, stay prayed up and have God on your side because it's evil out here. And you want to make sure you're good. So stay blessed. That being said, it's your boy Young Jers. Thanks for tuning in to Dolo Solo 103 TV. Got more talk going for y'all. I appreciate for all the viewers. Please, please let me know how you feel and stay tuned for more talk. It's your boy Young Jers. Thanks.